What's up, guys? It's Purpose Driven Life Sports, and I'm back here for another NBA video. Now, I told you guys in the last video that the sun is still setting, so it is. I apologize for that in this video. I'm going to make adjustments to make sure next time I don't make that same mistake. But in this video, I want to talk about the Blazers and the Nuggets game. Now, one thing that really irritated me when I watched the first game a few nights ago was the officiating. Now, I believe part of that was an effect of the Warriors and Rockets game one, when everybody was complaining. Not much so the Warriors, but more so the Rockets. And to me, they kind of wanted to make sure that the ticky-tack fouls were called way too much, in my opinion. Too many fouls. You know, that kind of took the Blazers out of their game. It gave to me, when you foul people, especially late in a possession, as the Blazers, got called for a lot of fouls late in possessions, even halfway through the shot clock. You're giving a team, to me, extra possessions. You're giving them extra time to look for shots, and it kind of takes your defense out of a flow. J.J. McCollum only had 16 points. Damian Lillard had 39. But when their offense wasn't making shots, they weren't really in the flow the whole night. They turned the ball over a ton. They weren't rebounding. Nikola Jokic had 39 points. He had 9 rebounds and 6 assists. So you had that part. You had Jamal Murray. I think he had 21. Their whole team was on a string. They were making shots for Denver. It was still a close game. But Portland couldn't really make up that ground. And especially on the road, you have to be able to make shots, which I think in game 2, which is going on right now, I'm about to check. So I'm about to go watch that game because that's my hometown team. Got to go see Portland get to the conference finals because I think I'm going to take them in 7 games. Portland's got to just make shots, man. That's all I can tell you. And Portland's not really a great defensive team, but they can make up for that just by their offensive rebounding and just making threes. They're a really good three-point shooting team. They make a lot of them. So I think if you got Dame making at least, if Dame has 30 points, 27 to 30 points plus, that's going to help them. If you have CJ who's got 25 plus points, that's going to be really good. I already know that Enes Kanter is a great offensive rebounder, so I'm not worried about his rebounding because he usually averages about 10, 11 a game. So if he's averaging about 10, 11 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, because that's what his real strength is, and he has about 16 to 18 points, that also helps them. Because to me, what Portland has is 2 guys in Enes Kanter now and Jusuf Nurkic, who's out. But once he gets back, to me, what's great for them is that they have 2 guys who can anchor the post when they're on offense. So that's going to be great for them. They got their defense in Maurice Harkless and Al-Farouq Amino. To me, they're really doing the best they can. They're not elite defenders, but they're very good defenders, and they're really doing their jobs. So they're guys who take open shots. Are not great shooters, but they're serviceable. They really do what they're supposed to do. And for Denver just got to keep playing the way they are and feed off of their crowd. And they're just getting up and down. And they have a good bench who can also shoot, and they can come in and make plays. And Monte Morris, who's actually a guy I really like a lot. Malik Beasley, I like that guy off the bench. Will Barton is a great guy who comes off the bench as well. They put in Torrey Craig into the starting lineup, which was a great move. So to me, this is a very good series and exciting and fun to watch because you get to see all the matchups. You get to see all of, I would say, what kind of adjustments each team makes to each other, because they're not too far apart of each other. It's just Denver has more options to go to during a game. That's the only difference I see in this matchup. It's the only difference I see in the series overall. So usually people say when you're in the playoffs, you shorten your rotations. Well, if you got good guys who come off the bench, especially a Denver team, you don't really have to do that as much. You can play your guys a lot because that gives your starters rest. I don't like when coaches are like, you usually shorten your rotations to, 7, 8 guys. If you keep your rotation open to 9, 10, that rest for your starters comes up great late in games, especially late in the playoffs, late in series. That's when depth really shows its importance. So that to me is one area where Denver could really shorten the series if they wanted to, if they can keep their starters rested, because Damian Lillard plays a lot of minutes, and there's not really a backup point guard that they really go to for the Blazers that I would really say at this point. So that's my prediction. Who do I think is going to win this game? I think Blazers are going to bounce back. Just me. That's what I'm going to say. I think the Blazers are going to bounce back and win this game. It's going to be close. I think all the games in this series are going to be close. I don't really see a blowout, just because to me, the playoffs this year, all these matchups to me have been so even, talent-wise, especially depth-wise, coming off the bench. So that to me is just, I still have the Blazers winning in 7. The Blazers have to go down like 3-0 for me not to say that. They could go down 2-0, I'll still pick them in 7. I think they have too much pride to really get swept. That's just my thing about Portland. So, but thank you guys for listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy giving you guys my content on basketball analysis. You know, what I really thinking about what I think happens in the league and throughout these games in the playoffs. The playoffs is so exciting this year, especially all these great matchups, all these great players putting on extremely well performances. We get to focus on a lot more players now, especially since it's not dominated by one player. Not trying to be rude to LeBron James, but that's what he tends to do. So we get to see other guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to say thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.